What's going on, YouTube family? Welcome back to rebirthedu.com. I'm your host, Kendrick, aka Also the Great. All right, we're back with the 7 habits of highly effective people. We are on habit number 7. This is the final one, but this one here is extremely important. I don't know why I have this pencil, it's trash. Extremely important, this one is. Okay? This one is called Sharpen the Saw, and it's about the principles of a balanced self renewal. Okay, so when I first heard the title of this chapter, and it was like when I read "Sharpen the Saw," well, I immediately thought, well, I need to keep my mind sharp, so I need to keep learning and this, that, and the other. But that is not what this is about at all, right? So the whole "Sharpen the Saw" came from this little story that they tell in the book, of one man coming across another man sawing down a tree. It looks like he's struggling a lot trying to cut this tree down, right? And the cat walks up to him and he's like, "Yo, hey man, what you doing?" He's like, "Man, can't you see what I'm doing, man? I'm sure I'm sawing this tree down." Um, Dude's like, "Man, look like you struggling, man." He's like, "Hey, I gotta get this tree down." Dude said, "Well, look, why don't you just take a minute to stop what you're doing, sharpen a saw, and then get back at it, and you can cut the tree down a lot easier," right? So the whole basis behind that, or that little parable, I guess you can call it, was taking some time out to decompress, relax your mind, and renew yourself. This is extremely important, okay? Um, because burnout is a real thing, and some people you got some people that are really extreme where they're super lazy and all they do is relax, right? And then you have other ones that work, but they'll work themselves into the grave because they don't really take the time to enjoy their life, or renew their mental, or take care of their spirituality, or whatever they got going on in their lives that makes them human. uh, so we're going to take a little dive into that, but of course, a little bit of housekeeping. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the notification bell. I'm dropping every day. We out here, fam. So, and leave a comment, man. Leave a comment. Tell me about what's going on with you, and if you agree with anything that I'm telling you. And it wouldn't really matter if you agree with it, if you didn't agree with it. I'm just giving you what's in these books, right? I want to give you the knowledge that's in these books because you have the opportunity to learn from some of the greatest people to ever walk this earth. And that's not me. I'm just giving you what's in their books, right? That really helped me, help change my life for the better. Okay, so um, sharpening the saw, right? You have to take the time out to decompress and tend to the 4 parts that make you you, right? It's your mind, your body, your spirit, or spirituality, and some people will call it your heart, but it really deals with the kind of relationships and interactions you have with people. Okay, so uh, with your mind, this one's, you know what? I'll use the mind for last, right? But your body, you want to take care of your body. Okay, you want to take the time out to feed it the proper things, get some exercise in. Uh, all of this stuff is really being proactive for your health. This is, that's habit number 1. You want to be proactive with those types of things, because your body is important to you, man. If you feel down and out, if you feel weak, and you don't feel like you can get up and move around because you haven't been exercising yourself and getting limber and getting some flexibility, you don't really want to go out and do anything, right? Like, you'll hear a lot of people tell you, people, especially people that work out, that even though they don't necessarily feel like working out, by the time the workout is over, they feel great. They feel energized. They feel ready to take on the world, right? And they get the best sleep of their life, which is also important for you to take care of your body, right? So your heart, or relationships. You got to take the time out to nurture the relationships that you have with people, okay? Because as we've learned in some of the other um, habits here, man, your relationships with people is crucial to your success, and uh, it's going to dictate how far you can move forward, right? It's so important to have these interdependent relationships with other people because that's going to allow you to multiply your efforts, right? So you need to take the time to nurture these relationships with the people that uh, you associate yourself with, right? This is what that's only going to help you grow in the long run. Okay, so your spirit, right? Your spirituality. Um, you know, go to church. Get out and go to church. It's interesting. My pastor um, had a sermon about this not long ago. Obviously, with COVID, everybody was, you know, watching everything online, and then when the church opened back up, not very many people were showing up because a lot of people were still watching online, which is fine. Um, but there is something about being social, especially in that kind of setting, just to help renew your spirit, right? But even if you can't get up and go to church, you want on a daily basis, okay? Even if you're not a religious person, you believe in something, right? And a lot of that has to do with whatever your values are. You should be paying attention to whatever your values and your belief structure is daily, right? And renewing yourself in that spirit, okay? Um, if you don't know what your values are, you haven't written that down. First and foremost, I recommend you do it. If you have already, you need to be going back to that on a daily basis and continue to feed into whatever your values are. That's only going to make you a better person, right? It's only going to make you more happy, which leads into other things like your relationships with other people, right? Um, if your spirits are up and you're on a super positive note, it's easy for you to have better interactions with people, and that's also going to help develop those relationships, like what we were talking about with the last little low point I was making, right? All right, so your mind. Now this is the big one for me, right? Because this is the trap for most of us, right? If you're watching this right now, you're probably looking at it on your phone, right? And I'm probably not the first thing that you looked at. Hopefully I am. But if I ain't, you're probably not look what's on your feed, right? When you get on YouTube or you get on Facebook, that algorithm shows you what you look at the most, right? It keeps everything in that little genre. What's the first thing that pops up? Is it hip hop music? Is it just straight up entertainment? You looking at puppies? You know, what is it? Is it just straight up like things that don't bring any value to your life other than just entertainment? Right? And there's nothing wrong with being entertained. But you definitely want to be very careful about what you feed yourself constantly, not just your body, but you want to be conscious of what you're feeding your mind constantly. Okay? When I pull up my YouTube, the first thing pops up is about some money, or it's about some self-improvement, or it's about something like that. I'm constantly trying to better myself. Now, that doesn't make me better than you. I'm just keeping it real with you about what's going on. All these books that we're talking about, I've already read these books. I've already been through all of them. But according to the statistic that we talked about long time ago when I first opened this channel, and if you check it out on my website, link in the description, the average millionaire reads 50 books a year. An average non-millionaire reads only a half a book a year. I don't want to be an average guy. I need to get the commas. I need to do that. And that's not just for me. It's not because I want to have money and I want to floss and I want to get out here and have a good time. I do. That's part of it. But it's more about my legacy and what I'm going to leave behind. That's what I'm concerned about. I got a wife. I have a daughter. I'm out here doing this for them. This ain't got really much or nothing to do with me. So I got to make it happen because I care about them. And I want to leave something behind for them and for the people in my community. This is my legacy. You're watching it happen right now. That's why I started this channel. I started this because I wanted you to see it from the beginning. Now, at first, when I had this idea, I thought to myself, man, I've never seen anybody do it from nothing. I always see the success stories at the end, but I've never seen anybody do it from the beginning. But then I found somebody that did. And this dude is a monster. And I've been blessed enough to be able to work with him and get it out the mud, start from scratch, right? Shout out Anton Daniels. That's my dog right there, man. We had a conversation this morning. This dude is amazing, right? If you haven't checked him out, you should be checking out his channel anyway. And go see what's popping with him, man. And join his Patreon, right? You don't have to give me nothing. You go learn it from the master himself, right? So, be careful what you feed your mind, man. This eventually your subconscious is going to feed off of all of that. And if you spend the majority of your time looking at a bunch of garbage or pornography or some rap music that's talking about drugs and this, that, and the other, that's what you're going to be. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You can't get ahead because of the music you're listening to. You can't get it on with your wife because you keep watching pornography. You constantly want to be entertained. And you don't want to put in the work. And that's what's wrong with you. Now, if that doesn't apply to you, then I guess I ain't talking to you. But you know you, right? So, it is what it is. You don't have to like it, but it's the truth, right? Until we acknowledge what the truth is, it's hard for you to make a change, right? When you do decide to make a change, and you're conscious about what you're feeding your mind and your body, and what you, your spirit and your heart, and your relationships, when you're conscious about all those things daily, you have to feed into those things daily. That's the biggest habit out of all 7 habits, because that's what brings them all together. It is a daily renewal, daily, of all of these things that help make you and a better person, and a person that's driven by their principles and whatever their values are. That's the biggest habit of them all. It brings them all together. So that concludes this book. Now, we might have another conversation about it tomorrow because there's a little chart I want to show y'all. And it's mostly about being proactive and really kind of keeping yourself out of crisis mode. I think this is a really valuable lesson that's going to come out of this book. But we'll talk about that one tomorrow. And then we'll move on to the next book, man. You know, because that's what we're going to do. We're going to get you through 50 books in a year. It's going to spark something in you. At least that's my prayer, right? If it don't, hey, this ain't for you. Unsubscribe, skedaddle, move around. We really don't have time to deal with cats like you. It is what it is. I don't know why I felt like telling y'all all that, but that's genuinely how I think. And anybody that knows me will tell you, this is legit me. Like if I don't rock with you, I just don't rock with you. If you want some foolishness, I'm not finna fool with you. That's the reality of it. You know? And I recognize that Most people in the US are really, really some whack people, man. And they're really not about being on their purpose, and they're really not about doing the things that's conducive to having a fantastic life. And they want to complain, and they want to bitch, and they want to moan, and they just soft, you know? They just soft mentally, you know? And we could blame this on the media. We could blame this on technology being so accessible to where you just have all the entertainment right in the palm of your hand. You got this supercomputer in your hand. You're entertained constantly. You're looking at entertainment stuff for 8 to 12 hours. And that's a whole work day of you just looking at nothing and not putting in the work. And we could blame all that stuff, but in reality, we have to be accountable for ourselves, right? Just like I have to be accountable for myself, man. Yo, I didn't get fat like this by accident. That didn't just happen, you know. It's like that dude sued McDonald's a long time ago because he was fat. What that look like, man? That's whack, bro. Ain't nobody make me eat French fries. Ain't nobody made me eat fried food and not care about what was going on with my diet. And didn't nobody tell me hey, don't go get counseling, you know? Don't find out what your problems are and why you eat out of stress. Don't address your stress. Man, look, you could blame anything on everybody. I can't do that, man. Nobody made me the way I am. The circumstances that got me here are what they are. I could have reacted to them a myriad of ways, but I reacted the way I did. I have to take accountability for that. I have to correct my actions and do better. It's not on nobody else. So when I'm telling you that you got to get your stuff together, I'm really telling that to me too. I'm no different from you guys, right? I just put in the work on certain things to get better in my life, right? And I have to apply that to the rest of my life as well. I'm telling you to take care of your body. I'm not just telling you, I'm telling this to me too. I look at my own videos because that's a way of me holding myself accountable as well. I can't sit up here and tell y'all to do something and then I don't live it, right? But the point of me starting this channel was to hold myself accountable, one, and then show you that anybody can do this and be successful and start from nothing. And I wanted you to see me start from nothing. And I want to document all of this so you see me get it out the mud. That's what I want you to see. That's why I want you to rock with me, right? And then that's why I don't want you to rock with me if you don't. If you don't like it and you don't want to be accountable, you can kick all the rocks and move around and make space for somebody that want to be here and want to do better, right? Now, this is a long video. It's probably the longest video I've made, but yo, I had to get this out. So anyway, so we'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm going to drop another video. We're going to break down this little chart or diagram that kind of comes with this book, or the way they describe it. And it's going to be super helpful on how you go about your day to day. So we'll see you tomorrow.